Hi, everyone. I thought that before I went to bed, I would go ahead and give you a remote. I've just been meditating and putting myself in the shoes of a lot of different people. Um, Princess Anne, that was nice. um, she was the first person. I really respect her, and I've been watching a lot of videos of Princess Anne as she stands vigil for her mother Elizabeth. And I felt the light of my mother's life behind me as I stood vigil. I felt that my mother's life that her light was great. And I felt that light was shining on her children as we went forward in our lives. And I felt that her light was on me and I was receiving it. And I was then taking on the responsibility of carrying it on, the next generation. That is how I felt. And I very much received that light and very much wanted to emit the light to the world. And that was in my mind as I stood in prayer, in vigil for my mother, carrying that light, carrying her legacy and fulfilling her wishes. The second remote is Mark Meadows and how he assisted the president over a period of time. As we've talked about, he will become the fall guy for the investigation, and he is now cooperating with the investigation. What he is saying in his testimony is that he was one of the people that gathered up information that was sent over to Mar-a-Lago. But it isn't all at once. We saw some of the documents being sent over when he quit, but there were other documents. What Mark Meadows seems to be saying in the remote is that this happened a lot. Because one of the questions asked was, why did he request these confidential documents when he would be going to Mar-a-Lago? Remember, from Mar-a-Lago, you can give the documents to someone who then, say, goes on to a mega yacht that can then bypass federal security, enter into international waters. The rest is history. So that seems to be what's happened. So it happened several times. It didn't happen once. It happened every time he would go off for a weekend to Mar-a-Lago to quote-unquote golf and have business. He would take these types of documents. When Mark Meadows was asked to explain what he thought the president was doing with these documents, he claims he didn't know, and he didn't know why the president was requesting the documents. So there seems to be some shoddy bookkeeping that also includes Mark Meadows. But that is what Mark Meadows is claiming. And so based on that, this was going on for a while, this kind of shuffling of papers. We also know that we got the hit 4 days before it broke that there was an expose book on Bill Barr claiming that Bill Barr had weaponized. The Justice Department had gone after Trump's enemies. We then got into some information, which I guess will break in the future, that Christopher Wray was claiming that he could not move forward on certain investigations because Bill Barr had put the kibosh on those investigations. So that means that all of the hits that we got from all of those things that had been discovered and sent off by Mueller to SDNY, etc., the SDNY stuff could continue, but the stuff that was sent off to the feds, if it was over Barr, it could not continue. If it was a state investigation, it could continue. So that was the problem. The problem was that Barr literally shut everything down. And so that's something that's going to be coming out, is that if that's true, and if that's what Christopher Wray is claiming, that is probably why he hasn't been fired yet. All right, everyone. That's all I have for you. I'm going to go wash my face and get some sleep. All right, be well. Take care. Night.